Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updated news of things happening around you. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, I would like and encourage you to subscribe so that you get updated news as soon as we publish them. The Coalition for Nigeria Movement (CNM) has accused former President Olusegun Obasanjo of nursing an agenda not far from allegedly ensuring the disintegration of Nigeria at all costs. The group stated this in a statement on Monday through CNM convener Sabo Ode, in response to Obasanjo's weekend claim that Boko Haram and marauding Fulani herdsmen were out to Islamize and Fulanize Nigeria and the entire West Africa. The group said it is important that Nigerians do not allow Obasanjo to lead the country into crisis, which is his age-long ambition. We are not strangers to his many failed letters and antics in the run-up to the general elections. How he tried to appropriate even the name of our group in his desperate bid to rally Nigerians behind his destabilization agenda. It took the maturity of Nigerians to see through duplicity at that time. This has now made him to switch to sectarian and ethnic sentiments, knowing that these are the only issues that make Nigerians react with passion instead of logic. He is cashing on the weakness of the masses where their religion or ethnicity is concerned in order to plunge the country into civil war. Nepotism, lack of continuity of policies by successive administrations, and corruption had hindered development, resulting in widespread insecurity, mistrust, nepotism, and electoral fraud that he mentioned as other reasons for the possible collapse of the country were intended to merely pad his speech and deflect attention from his true intent. We state unequivocally that the ex-president is playing a game. He knows exactly where he is going, which is not far from the agenda to disintegrate the country at all costs. We have seen his pattern in the assertions of those that have come out to support his evil position. It is for these reasons that we declare that Obasanjo owes Nigerians and the rest of the world more explanation to shed light on his aims, intentions, and objectives, why he made such evil pronouncements that is now dividing the country. The federal government must take steps to counter the damage intended by Obasanjo's utterance. It will take the grace of God for the country not record a spike in ethno-sectarian strife when a supposed leader made the kind of criminal comments that came from Obasanjo. Citizens have to be reassured that government is on top of the security situation, which have no bearing with lies of Obasanjo's. The coalition statement read in part by Ebere Nduku. Honestly, I don't really want to sound this way because, we should just go out of all this kind of pretense. Whether you like him or you hate him, when you look thoroughly, concerning what Obasanjo has said, are those things not really happening? This group that have really come out, I don't even know where they belong to, because if you really have the interest of the country attacked, I don't see where by things are going on wrong and you say people should not speak. And when you have a government that is, slow in taking actions and you expect people to keep quiet, everybody is keeping quiet. You want everybody to be pampering these governments. Is that what we are talking about? The groups that have been talking, are we sure that if their families have been involved or they have died in the process of this insecurity, would they come out to be saying such thing? At times, we need to be objective. I know what it means for somebody to lose a close person, not to talk of a family or a relation, whosoever, even your neighbor. You can imagine you are just walking on the road and an accident happens and you see, blood flowing all over the place. As human being, we have that sympathy. It's not as if you know those people. We don't know them, because by the time you see, an accident happening, it could be fire accident, it could be, road accidents, as you may have it. But in as much you see people dying, for somebody who has sympathy, for somebody who has conscience, you must cry, most especially women. You will see us crying. Everybody will just be shouting, God of mercy, God, God have mercy, God have mercy. I know some men cannot even withstand it, but most of the time you see that men are so strong, they will just be looking for ways to even rescue people. But women, you just see them, they will just be shouting, just like some women generally, I don't even want to mention tribe. You will see them, some of them that are tying wrapper, they will just be flying their wrapper up and down, they'll be crying. It's not as if they know these people. Not to talk of somebody who is close to you. You see your wife, you see your husband, you see your children being murdered, and somebody will be talking of this kind of a thing. You say the person is selfish. I'm not speaking for Obasanjo, but as Obasanjo's age, how old is Obasanjo now? How many years does he have to live? Even if God wants to keep Obasanjo now, Obasanjo cannot stay more than 30 years if really he has that time. Humanly speaking, he doesn't have that time. These groups that are talking, that are coming out to talk now, what is their age range? We still have a lot of years ahead of us, and somebody of that nature, is coming out to say things the way they are. If Obasanjo had made mistakes in the past, it's a different thing. Like I said in one of my videos, I said, let us leave the messenger and focus on the message. We need drastic action. Now, it's no matter of taking decisions slowly that Ami Baba go slow. I don't care where any leader comes from, in as much the person is a Nigerian and the person is ready to do the right thing. I don't care. So why should somebody will speak, then it will start adding, religion and political correlation into it? Is what Obasanjo said now, is it not enough for people or for us to rally around to say what are the steps the government is taking to be able to bring down this whole thing? And when you talk, they will try to refer you to what has been happening in the past, that they are doing. If you think you are doing well, if this government thinks that it's doing well, you are not doing well. Your best is not just enough. Your best is not just enough. We are so docile in this country. Everybody wants to keep quiet. Everybody doesn't want to be backlash. Everybody doesn't want to be spoken against. I don't want to receive backlash from people. We just have few people in this country that can talk boldly, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of where you come from. We just have few of them. And for as many that are listening to me, those people that even in the face of this intimidation, because I see this kind of a thing as intimidation, they don't just want you to talk. If somebody does wrong, tell it to the person that you have done wrong, irrespective of it, because in as much it's affecting everybody. I cannot be enjoying and I see my neighbor suffering and I will say it's none of my business. No matter how you try to pretend, one day that thing that you think that is none of your business will crawl to your own side. So if we cannot be able to nip little things, how are we going to be nipping bigger things? Because I see when people talk, okay, this man has said this, all these things that he has said, he has listed or he has enumerated, are there no truth in them? For as many that have conscience, for as many that have human feelings, for as many that are patriotic, for as many that are nationalists, I want you to put down your comments, because it's not everybody you are just going to be attacking. When somebody is not doing the right thing, why can't we say it? Okay, these are the solutions. Person prefers solutions. Then why can't you go alongside with it? If you are in government today, tomorrow you might not be in government. You will not even be in government. Not that you might not be in government. So I don't know where all these groups are coming from. Somebody will say something, they will attack you. Damn Juma came out the other time. They attacked him. They will say, oh yeah, block. They will say one thing. They will say whatever. The things that are happening, the people that are being affected, that are being killed on a daily basis, their families, do you think they don't have blood running in their vein? A lot of poor people are all over the place. Everybody is frustrated. You see a lot of people committing suicide. We're even talking about the insecurity. We have not even talked about the economy. The environment is not conducive. Why are these people like this? Why are we like this? Hate him or you like him, the man has said the right thing. Whether he has an agenda, which agenda does he have? People are dying. You say you shouldn't talk. You don't even want him to call. You don't want him to talk. You don't want him to say things the way they are. Can anybody, all these our leaders, all these politicians, can any of them come out and tell us that they are experiencing hardship, they are experiencing, molestation, they are experiencing being killed on a daily basis? Can any of them come out and say it? If they are experiencing all of this, I tell you, they must have done something. They must have done something because they are not being affected. That is why they are just less concerned. What we are saying is that in your actions, you are crawling. You need to move. You need to run. In taking decisions, in making sure things are in place, you need to run. We don't even need going slowly. We don't need going slowly. That's just all I have to say this morning. Please, I'm sorry the way I've sounded. I would like you to put your comment down below and let's rub minds together as usual. Thank you very much. Bye.